Somebody call a doctor because Bad Medicine's back! Over there is Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. That's the answer. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are back to Attack on Titan. This is episode 40, as Crunchyroll says it, and we got the huge reveal on the last episode. I cannot wait to see where things go right now.
Yeah, this has been so much fun. Oh, a lot of fun. I cannot wait to learn more about Kenny. So I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to get into that.
We're starting to get a few, just nuggets of information as far as what's going on in the big scope of things, but still a lot of unanswered questions, and still nothing about the basement.
This guy only worried about two things.
Questions and answers?
New prediction. I think everyone dies. Let's go!
Yeah, I don't. It just doesn't work for me. I mean, different
right
strokes
now,
for different folks.
Right,
but
I'm not saying I hate it.
No,
but as far as what we've been introduced to out of the three songs, this is ranking dead last.
Yeah.
I dig it.
But I understand if people like, hey, it brings this emotion, it brings this. I totally get it.
I'm no selling it.
You're not taking it? Oh, hair
classic
blowing
80s
in the wind.
Looking.
Yeah.
The future leader.
Yep, little did she know.
The heir of the throne.
牧場の手伝いをしていました。家の仕事をしている姿は見たことがありません。夜になると誰かが派手に着飾った母を乗せて。親は子供に関心を示し、私にはそのどれも経験のないことでした。母に抱きついてみることにしました。お母さん
！Oh! Got a bloody nose.
結果は突き飛ばされただけでしたが、私にはそれが嬉しかった。こいつを殺す勇気が私にあれば。それが母が私に発した最初の言葉。
Are we getting a deeper meaning from this?
母は家を出て他の場所で暮らし始めました。
Mom used to go to the city dressed pretty.
Maybe.
She was the daughter. Maybe it was not.
数日経った夜、私は初めて父と会いました。
君の父親だ。
Yeah.
ひどく怯えているようでした。
Years.
これから私と暮らすぞ。
Oh, that's a rough story.
このようなものをご容赦いただきたい。
私はこの子の母親ではありません。
Makes sense.
おお、それは本当ですか、レイス。
Or is she just trying to protect her?
その子もあなたとは関係がないと。仕方ない。この二人は私と何の関係もない。
Jesus.
お前は存在しなかった。
話が違うではありませんか。お前さん、産まなければ。
Oh, really? Right in front of the kid?
それが母の最後の言葉でした。私も殺されそうになる直前で、つつましく生きるのであれば。
君の名はクリスタ・レンズだ。
Wow.
I still need the why.
お前を守るためには、ああするしかなかったんだ。王家の血を引くものだからだ。さあ、行こう、ヒストリア。すべてが始まった場所へ。
No pressure.
こいつらに喋っちゃいねえよな。俺たちの王への忠誠心を。
今までよくも俺を裏切ってくれたな。
っていうか何の質問もしてないんだ。ラルフはナイフで脅され。俺が王を裏切ったのかよ。
Who cares about betraying their king?
悪魔め。
そりゃ否定はしないけど。おっさんが泣いてはねえで。ざまめろ。
She's great.
誰かがすぐに代わりを演じ始める。降りてこの絵からなくならねえわけだ。
Whoa.
悪いね。ゴキブリがいたんだよ。
だがお前の一撃で粉々に消し飛んだはずだ。
エレンが食われる。ああ。
君も人なんか食べたくなかっただろうし。
ベルトルトやライナー、兄の仲間を食べたんだと思う。巨人がその能力を持つ人間を食べると人間に戻り、
Wow.
巨人を操れるというエレンの叫びの力を、エレンは器であって交換可能な存在なんだ。エレンはそいつに食われるだろう。
Just keep stacking the power.
奴らがエレンを返してくれるわけじゃねえ。そのロットレイスとやらの領地を目指す。
See, we're getting answers, Dave.
レース卿の領地で落ち合おう。連絡は例の場所で。
That's a huge nugget. Well, at least to me, that's a huge nugget of info.
夜分遅くにすまんな。手紙は読ませてもらった。本当にやるのか？
我々はウォールマリア奪還のため。
Jeez.
わしも王に銃口を向けねばなるまいと。
武力を行使するつもりはありません。あってはなりません。
お聞かせ願おうか。
首をくくることになるでしょう。
なんじゃ。
That's all. That's all.
頼りは間もなく来るはずです。私の子供の頃の話でも聞いてください。私の父は教員でした。
Yeah. Transform, intelligent Titan, yeah.
なんだろ
う。やはりそうだったか。レイスケが本当の王家です。
なんと。
My word.
They're just the puppets.
Yep.
女王に即位させます。真に王家の血を継ぐ者として。
Are they gonna be able to prove it?
王から冠を譲らせるわけか。
血を流すことなく、これまでの体制は嘘であるという宣言。
They still need proof, though. What if you could say that about anybody?
それを決めるのはわしらではない。
もちろんです。司令。
う。それで、レース家の調査は？
興味深い事件が見つかった。
事件？
敵もただ手をこまねいているばかりではないよ。俺は調査兵団の表の顔を通す。次の調査兵団団長は、
Wow.
ハンジーゾエ。お前だ。
Anji!
Hey.
Eren, what are you doing? I mean, he's been very calculated, but I hope nothing
Yeah. Well, I'm
bad
hoping
happens.
the proof is in that book. I'm hoping.
彼が誰かわかるな。エルビン。
リーブス商会の会長。
リーブスの部下たちに襲われ連れ去られた。気渡し命令を回避するため勝手企てた狂言だった。リーブス会長口封じのため殺害。エレンを連れて逃亡中と思われ。
うまい話を考えたな。
同胞への重大な違反を認め拘束する。
これでお偉方も満足するんじゃないか？
残りはリヴァイたちだけですが。
ってくるって。そん時潰しゃい。
主人に近づくな、悪党め！
リーブス氏は財産を持ち出すため、避難の遅れを。
That's right.
殺して当然だって言うの！
トロスト区が破綻寸前まで追い詰められた町に踏みとどまり、あらゆる手を尽くして、私が必ず。
So he turned it around.
A little teaser though at the beginning, like, yeah, he wanted only his wealth in this city. What?
その日は歴史を学びました。しかし私は、あることを疑問に思い、父は私の質問にはまともに答えず、王政の配布する歴史書には数多くの謎と矛盾が存在する。
Oh man,
you don't say.
子供ながらに、なぜ父がこの話を教室で話さなかったの？私が町の子供たちに父の話をして。
Oh boy.
Spreading rumors.
父は家には帰ってこず、遠く離れた町で事故。
Some accident.
Accident in a faraway town.
父は王政に殺されたのです。この壁に逃げ込んだ人類は手統治しやすいように記憶を改ざん。
この壁の中の社会は誠実支援からか。
はい。父の仮説を証明することとなったのです。
調査兵団が民間人を殺した。
Oh, jeez.
言いかけたら至急情報提供を願う。
奴らはここで巨人同士を戦わせて、エレンって怪物を使って人類を滅ぼすつもりなんだ。
Controlling the media. How about that?
町で憲兵がこんなものを。調査兵団は解散状態です。通行証がないと通り抜けは不可能です。
兵長、足音です。こっちに向かってきます。
Did you see Connie? put his hands behind his ears.
Oh, they
look
show
at
us who
that.
it was. Of course they did. We knew about we'll call her Historia now. We knew about her royalty and her royal bloodline, if you will. Going back, my question was, did they have proof? Now, it looked like the way that Hanji was given that book, that, hey, the proof is in here, or at least I'm hoping that it was. Maybe I missed something. If I did, let me know. But that was the problem that I had. Like, yeah, you might have that truth, but then couldn't anybody say that? Couldn't anybody just come up and say, I'm the proper heir to the royal family, I'm the king, or I'm the queen around here?
King of kings.
You could go either way with it. So that I'm hoping that the info was in that book, and that there was some level of proof in there. But wow, because people in power don't give it up too easily. So this is going to be interesting to see if their plan to not have any casualties, basically take back over without even having a fight, if that's actually going to happen. Because, man, I know they have a plan, and I know it's pretty thought out. I just don't see it going that way. And with Kenny being the wild card that he is, I mean, we already saw what he did. He took out somebody's mother right in front of their kid without any hesitation whatsoever. It meant absolutely nothing. So he's the wild card they're going to have to deal with. He's also on the lookout for Levi, which is going to be interesting in how Levi and company avoid being seen. I mean, I think the obvious thing is they just avoid using the roads and travel cross country. But then does that open you up to being exposed to Titans? Who knows? It could go either way. Now, if they're the regular run-of-the-mill Titans, I don't think it's an issue. I think Levi can probably take care of 3-4 of them by himself, and then you got Mikasa on top of it. So I think they're pretty good that way, but it does expose them. So it's going to be interesting to see where things end up here going forward. But yeah, a good episode. They gave us a little bit of reveal and a little bit of info as to where they're headed, but I still have questions as to how they're going to pull it off. Now, obviously, I'm sure that'll get revealed later on, because it wouldn't be much of a season if they just told us everything in one episode. So this one is definitely picking up.
Yeah, you had like Rod Reese coming in here, like getting his daughter back, and we saw that, it turned out Historia's mother wanted like nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing.
And
to
I
do
still
with her.
want to know more about that. Why was it like that?
Yeah, well, we kind of have an inkling, Lady of the Night type
Maybe,
stuff.
but who knows?
Just say Lady of the Night. But anyway, well, you know what I mean. Well, because she always dressed up and went into the city at night.
I thought she did that because she was royalty and that she didn't have to work. She just dressed up and would attend conventions.
No.
I know you said that, but that was a theory I had, that if she indeed is royalty, I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying if she is royalty, she could go do whatever she wanted.
She was, how old was Historia? Like 12 when she first met her father, for Christ's sakes. And like her first and last words were from her mom were like, I shouldn't have had kids, and like if only I could have offed you and stuff like that. So I'm really interested to hear why that was to be. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna get a whole episode or anything more about her backstory, but that was a quick dive into her backstory and how she is supposedly royalty. Like Kenny almost took her out too, like right then and there, until Rod, Mr. Hero Rod, came and said, no, I'm just gonna put her as far away as I can. And then also now he wants her back, so now I'm interested in that. And then we saw that Eren, they had a little thing in his mouth that looks like he couldn't speak and he couldn't bite down on anything. So I mean, I want to get him back somehow, some way, because he always just seems to get abducted and gets taken away.
Yeah.
And he'll fight for 2 episodes and then he's gone for 8 because they're trying to rescue him. Because you saw that Mikasa is really like, she's just amped up to get him back. And, I don't blame her. And
they
then,
want to take his power, have him eaten by another Titan.
Well, yeah, and that is the last thing, we need inside the walls, is to have that happen.
Yeah, they gave us a lot in this episode. I guess my take, my first take on what was going on with Historia's mother is that she was a worker who went into town dressed up every night. There was the powerful landowner who ended up being the dad. It was one of those situations. But now that Mason Quinn mentioned it, maybe it was a situation where she liked like she enjoyed the single life and liked getting dressed up and going into town, kind of like hey, you're a mom who likes going out and partying and is this very social person and going to clubs and whatever, and you get pregnant and then you have a kid and it throws off your whole lifestyle. So I think it could be one or look, it's not a good situation either way, where the mom tells, the child that
he was on land owned by the Reese noble family, so she was like a worker for Reese.
Just what I just follow along for a second, Diamond Dave. She was on land owned. That doesn't mean what she did or not. That means, dude, that's like the person who doesn't have to pay rent because the landlord lets them live there for free. So maybe she was paying rent and still going off and doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what I got out of it.
The whole thing, it's still confusing to me, and I don't know what I'm missing, because if he's a noble, if Reese is a noble, why is Kenny pushing him around? Why doesn't Reese, as a noble, just have Kenny kicked off his land?
Maybe
because if Historia's the royal bloodline,
maybe it's bad for his image, knowing that he got one of the workers knocked up and has the kid running around. Look, there's all sorts of. We watched House of the Dragon. There's all sorts of in and outs when you have children outside of wedlock, and when somebody is a worker or the help that you have kids with. It's a messy situation in any regard. The fact that the mother met the demise in the way she did was really messed up, that they showed that. Even for this show, like, that's pretty heavy, right? I found it interesting that the information we got about the Titans. Like, if, correct me, so if you're a Titan and you eat a person, then you can't go back to being...
Well, from what I got, you gain their ability. Like, if you're a Titan like Eren and you were to eat a Titan like Ymir, you gain theirs.
Their power. Right. But
it's like Highlander.
It's exactly like Highlander. But that was interesting. I mean, obviously it puts Eren in a whole lot more danger, right? Knowing that, look, if somebody consumes him, especially, of course, they brought up that Eren...
What were they saying? Conduit? What was that word that we were all hung on? When Reiner...
Oh, God, no.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Because you were like, Quinn, you said it like, oh, did we get that? Did they have that dialogue right?
I don't know.
The conduit?
Yeah.
Conduit, right? It was something like that.
I think that was the word. Correct us if we're wrong.
But I mean, look, how much danger does that put Eren in if they want his, not just his power, but his ability to communicate with the other Titans? So a lot of information. Look, they did get a little political-esque here with the corruption, and we're just going to erase what the real history is. Look, history books are written by the people who win the battles. So history can be I don't want to say subjective, but it can be told by one side and not the other. Is it really accurate history? But that's getting brought up here. So very interesting episode, a little bit deeper and a little bit more aggressive as far as losing people than I think what we've seen before, but good episode.
Yeah, really enjoyed this episode. I feel like we got some answers thrown our way, some breadcrumbs thrown our way here a little bit. So with the whole Titan eating thing, I found that pretty interesting. Now I'm going to be like super thinking about previous stuff now. Like what happened previous with, when we seen people just get tossed into Titan's mouth. What happened, right? Also with Historia, her story now is becoming pretty important to Erwin's game plan here, which I did like how he's like, well, I'm a bit of a gambler, or paraphrasing, of course, but really enjoyed that. I'm actually starting to dig Erwin and how many chances that guy takes. Like I wasn't really paying attention to it, season 1, season 2-ish, right? Because it wasn't like super, at least for me, like of high importance. Now we're like in where everyone's coming at him now. It's not just Titans, it's these folks too. So now with Kenny and crew, I'm like Kenny, I'm like super cautious. Dude does not give a shit. He's just going to take you out, right? Yeah. So now I'm kind of worried about Levi. down the road. Actually, I'm still kind of sticking to what I said in the intro. I'm almost wondering if everyone dies here. And again, could be wrong.
Conceived. An intelligent Titan is conceived.
Conceived
okay.
for what Dave was saying earlier. So with the people, like I was saying, I'm still a little worried here because it's not like we're seeing, Levi or Eren and crew wielding pistols or whatever, right? They're just fighting, and they're, according to some of you, because you guys corrected me on age, they're like 15 or 16 years old.
Right.
And they can still do stuff. Don't get me wrong, right? But when it comes to Kenny, I think the only one besides Mikasa, obviously, is Levi that could probably put up a fight, and then it's done for the rest of them. So I am really intrigued by all the stories that are going on here, which is probably why you all love season 3 so much and have been hyping it up like crazy. So I'm super curious. I'm not even curious. I don't even care what kind of breadcrumbs they give us. Just keep going on with the story. Keep pushing. I know we're going to get them because we're in season 3. There's only one more season left after this. Answers are going to come. You can give them to me right away or last episode of season 4. I don't care because so far I'm sucked in and enjoying every second that they're giving us. But man, I'm curious. I feel like there's going to be some kind of flaw in Erwin's plan, and it's going to be devastating. I hope I'm wrong on that prediction. I should probably write that down.
There you go.
Well, I mean, and the one thing that I want to reach out to all of you out there for, and again, maybe it's just me with missing it in the episode, and maybe it'll help these guys out too, but without giving us spoilers, can somebody just explain to me Historia's mother and father, the kind of relationship there and what it was, just so we can clarify? Or if we're not supposed to know for 100% right now, then just say that. But again, spoiler free, because I'm really confused by that whole thing. I don't understand why, as a noble, the guy's being all afraid of Kenny at the time. Granted, Kenny was, I guess, working for the king this whole time. But then if he's working for the king, how does Reese prove his bloodline? He's already a noble. It said that. I'm just confused by the whole thing, and I don't get it. I guess that's what it comes down to.
Me, I mean,
I don't understand
Kenny's the right hand to Reese.
Yeah. He's the one that stopped him from taking out Historia.
No, Noble Reese, they said that's Historia's dad. The round-haired, the round-faced guy with the top hat, who was the noble.
Yeah, and
right?
he was the one telling Kenny what to do.
Kenny is also protecting him.
Yeah.
So Kenny was, again, folks, sorry, I totally missed it.
I mean, that's how I'm taking it. So
that's how I thought of it, too, at the beginning.
Because I thought Kenny was threatening Reese, too.
Let us know if we're right or wrong.
Can you go back to that
can we
quick?
go back? Because I swear Kenny was threatening Reese at the beginning as well.
In front, right, coming up.
Yeah, when they do the story at night. We're just going to rewatch it here, folks.
I don't know if he was threatening him as much as he was providing solutions.
Yeah, that's kind of how I took it. To me, it's I'm the right-hand man. I'm going to do this unless you say otherwise. But you're going to have to go back because now they're past.
So he said these two have nothing to do with me, and I get that. But
see, Lord Reese's problem. Let's avoid acting rationally now. Yeah. Right here, that tells me that Reese doesn't tell Kenny everything. So now that just got leaked out to Kenny, which is also why he's saying he had to protect.
Yeah, it seems like Kenny's there to keep their bloodlines pure, if you will.
I don't know if it's pure.
You never worked at the estate. Nobody knows you. So she's just somebody who worked at the estate who the Lord gave kind of a cushy lifestyle to because he had a thing for.
Because she calls him master, but Historia says she never saw her do any work.
Yeah, she never had to do anything. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that explains that. Like I said, it was a little messy, a lot of stuff going on there, at least for me. Hey, that's my fault.
Well, this was another great episode. I mean, had to figure some things out.
We did. Hey,
and help us figure out even more. It's always fun. We cannot wait for the next episode.
Again, if we missed anything, let
us know. Yeah. This is a lot of fun. So for Diamond Dave, Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm of course Answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.
離れないと捜索する意味がないだろう。
Look at that haircut.
I was just gonna say, look at that bowl cut. It's like cut from when I was in sixth grade.
Aw.
ヒッチ、
Oh.
悪いが、
Whoa, brutal.
そりゃよかったわ。
しかし、おかしいと思わないか。自分の命を投げ打ってる集団なんだ
No
ぞ。
kidding.
Yep.
Read between the lines.
あいつらがストエスクでやったこと、私たちがいくつもの死体を運んだこと、静かに。水を飛ばする。
What's that?
ゆっくりこっちを向け。そのままの姿勢で指示通りに動く。
そうだ。ゆっくり銃を前のやつに渡せ。
声は出さないでね。
Go, Armin.
Catching on you yet, Mason Quinn?
Nah, it doesn't work for me, brother. I just
I'm trying.
it just seems like where we're at in the story, the music doesn't seem to fit for the stakes that are so high and there's so much tension going on right
I know
now.
some folks tried to explain their thoughts and why they like it, which is
It's
awesome that you
subjective.
do. But I feel like we're in this like deep end of the water now,
Right.
And something like
The stakes are so high right now.
maybe if I actually knew the lyrics, maybe it'd have a different impact.
Maybe that could be. It's probably me.
I'll have to look it up next time.
Yeah, it is you. I'm glad you're finally noticing, Quinn.
Thanks. Coming real humble.
待たせてすまなかったな、エルヴィン。
Oh yeah, I'm sure you are.
エルヴィン。調査兵団が民間人を殺害したことは状況証拠から見ればな。憲兵の指導で行われたということです。はい。すいません、同士団長。
He's a rookie. He doesn't know any better.
一切記述しませんので、待機動装置についても。助かるよ。
Just tell the story we want you to tell.
三段なんぞ巨人には無力だろうが、まさに調査兵団を殺すためだけにある兵器。対象外ではないということか。奴らからの報告があるまで、もう少し待ってくれ。
There's this guy.
Jesus. Oh my god.
He's been running for like the last 2 episodes.
No kidding.
そっちが行き止まりだ。
I love how they called him that, and yet they can't even catch up.
Right. Oh,
Hey, look at that.
It's like
he made the
Batman
save.
Knight. I was gonna say it's like Batman on the dock.
Eddie's gone.
リ
Hanji
ーブス
coming in
会長の
clutch.
ご子息だね。名前は。
フレーゲル。
Flegel?
Flegel?
お父さんの死の真相を知ってるってことだね。
黒いコートの長身の男が。
この真実を明らかにしよう。
どうやってそうなるんだよ。俺の証言なんか意味ねえんだ。もう中央憲兵にはバレちまったみたいだ。俺の人生は。
まあ、そうかも。
Jesus.
私ならそんな人生は嫌だね。
Well, you got a point.
she's gonna offer an option.
その天敵に一矢報いてやろうと思わねえよ。
Jesus.
Yeah.
お前も自分の都合を通してみろ。
やだ、もうあんたたちは負けたんだ。
調査兵団は未だ負けたことしかないんだよ。
憲兵に変装して剣網を抜け、合わせてエレンたちが運ばれた場所を探り出す。
Little sticks in his hat.
The old sticks in the hat.
兄レオンハートと同じ仲良かったの。あいつのことまだ何も知らなかったのに、あの日以来巨人にぐちゃぐちゃにされて見分けつかなくなって。
Well, not exactly.
兄レオンハートだったからだ。この世界のことを何も知らねえのは、この壁の中心にいる奴ら以外はな。俺らの出発と同時に解放する。
俺に協力させてください。俺は何だってやります。
なんだ。
今兵長。
ダメだ。
Not a chance.
二人をこの辺に拘束しろ。
はい。
俺にやらせてください。
任せる。
Knock yourself out.
Why would he be asking to do it?
Time for our guy to step up.
I'm immediately skeptical.
Because I think he's gonna let him go.
止まれ。
Well, yeah, that's the plan.
Well,
Once
I mean,
got the job done.
お前たちはここで死ぬからな。
Whoa!
話が違うぞ。俺の独断で
Oh,
グッ
that's
シュにし
why.
て信用できるわけねえだろ。一体なんでそんな簡単にしたのか。
Levi was watching him.
ヒッチ、
Oh,
逃げろ。
命をかけて戦い続ける俺はあんたを信じる。
俺を試しただけだ。
Yeah, he had a stick, not a piece.
Yeah. Because he couldn't see, he just had it underneath his chin.
俺の嫌いなやつと似てたからな。兄が言ってたやつと同じやつか。知らねえよ。バカばっかいるから。
Everyone's an idiot.
お前の覚悟は証明できた。俺たちに力を貸してくれ。
Counting on you.
Counting on you.
Counting on you.
What about Hitch? She knows how to swing a log. Oh, there she is.
お前たちは怪しまれないうちにタイに戻れ。
Now they got two people on the inside.
助かった。
Oh, look at that.
行くぞ。
Look at this guy.
Just gonna assume everything worked out.
Yep.
バカだね、まったく。こんな廃墟に逃げ込むなんて。
I don't think it's deserted.
俺はもう本当に足がや。
Oh, a little dramatic here, this guy.
This is interesting.
どうして親父は殺されたんだ。お前ら中央憲兵によって。
あ？
死ぬ前に知りたいんだ。
奴は俺らを裏切って調査兵団の側についたんだよ。ある程度の情報を知っちまったし、命はなかっただろう。
Imagine that.
親父は俺に教えてくれたよ。商人は嗅覚が大事だってな。見ろまるけ。
Oh, coming in hot.
Whoa! Boom!
Oh!
Yeah! There you go, Hanji.
Right hook.
Hope she's not deaf now.
Busted up her hand.
聞いたかみんな。
全部聞いたぜ。
There it is.
何が事実かを決めるのは王政だ。お前らはもうおしまいだ。
この町はリーブス商会が守る。よろしくお願いします。
Ah,
Slow
counting on you,
clap.
boss.
Feeling the flow.
Congrats on the job. Just like that, they got more allies.
Yep.
And the news
The
media saw it.
newspapers are there. Even the rookie that don't know no better.
エレンとクリスタはどこだ。
さっきの検問所にいたのはそんなのを殴り倒して。
それは気の毒なことをしたな。
Oh, right in his mouth.
まだまともに喋れるうちに
He ain't gonna have
口
no
を使
teeth
った方
left.
がいいぞ。
お前らが出頭しなければ囚われた調査兵は最初は調査兵団最高責任者である。
Yeah!
うるせえよ。
知らない。ケニー・アッカーマンはとても用心深い。
奴のせいか。
そうだが。
Yep, they panned it on Mikasa. Yep.
ディアス。
まだ骨は何本もあるほどだしな。
Oh!
Break it.
まともじゃない。
かもな。
あっちから誰か来ます。
言ったろ、兵長。
Well, just break it for fun now.
Yeah.
調査兵団はここで最後だ。
That doesn't look good for Erwin.
俺に偉そうに説教垂れといて。
ナイルか、お前の家族は元気に暮らしているのか。
元気に暮らしている。子供たちもマリーも。
もしその時が来ればだが、その時俺はただ見ている。選ぶのはお前だ。
エルヴィン・スミスが到着しました。すべては元通りだ。壁の秘密は守られ、永遠にな。
The fake king?
Yeah, King Fritz.
How's this gonna play?
最後に言い残したいことはあるか。
I don't like this.
Ah, they wouldn't
No
even tell
way.
us what his last words were. Of course they did. What a banger of an episode. Another one where, yeah, we've kind of, it's interesting because in the first couple of seasons, we got a ton of action. Like every episode, there was awesome fight scenes and animation, and they they threw a ton of characters at us. Let's not forget that either. I think you might have mentioned it in one of the previous reviews, Diamond Dave, where you didn't quite pick up on everybody's personalities that they had. And I'm like thinking, well, yeah, they threw like 40 different people at us, and some of them didn't make it. So what I really like is we're getting into the real kind of story of Attack on Titan and everything that's going on behind the scenes. And look, I mean, I don't necessarily need that much action because the story that everybody's doing is so good, and the way everything's working out. We had 2 scouts who they were able to turn to their side, and now Levi essentially has eyes on the inside a little bit, which is going to help. They were also able to get all the people who were in that kind of that rundown district to all hear the truth about what really happened. Now, granted, again, the soldier who was about to be taken out, he's like, well, it doesn't matter what you know because the government makes the truth. They're the ones who decide what's real. And that kind of goes back to the problem that I had of how is this plan going to work and how is Historia going to get her rightful place on the throne where she belongs? Because, again, even if you have proof, the people need to see the proof. Like, the king's just going to be like, oh, okay, you've got a book that explains everything. I guess I'll step down now and I'll see myself out. Don't worry about it. Like, I just don't see that happening. I don't know how this happens without spilling a lot of blood for Historia, and not only for Historia to take over, for Levi's team to get back, for everything to kind of work itself out. Oh yeah, and by the way, there's still Titans out there to deal with. We still got Sasquatch running around controlling Titans, telling them what to do. So just so much to have happen. I'm with Diamond Dave. I think we are going to see a lot of casualties with our main crew here. I don't want to say who yet. I'm keeping that to myself on the card, but man, just a lot of stuff going on here.
I liked in this one about Flogel getting his little redemption. Like,
stood up.
He at first was, they called him the dimwit. They called him a fat ass as they were chasing him. But yet, like Dave alluded to where he's laughing, he's like, they called him that, yet they couldn't catch up to him. Yeah. And, obviously was saved by the very best Hanji, of course. And what was great is that he saw the light, and then he got to a point where he was like, idiot, you're a deserted area. And then, why do you need to know anything? Well, before I die, I want to know everything.
Classic line.
Classic, because we've all seen how many movies where the villain has to tell the hero.
Got him dead to rights.
Got him dead to rights.
Everything.
All right, now that I told you everything, I'm going to go leave the room for whatever reason and just assume that you're a goner. And but then having the whole city here, including the newspapers, which, remember, the rookie wanted to write the press right away, but
he wanted to push him.
No, he's still a rookie. He's still got to learn the ropes about what goes in the paper around here. I was waiting for him to get his suspenders.
Like
he needs to know, exactly. And then, so that was really cool, interesting to see. And then him going, hey, I am now in charge now, and I'm going to make sure I do everything I can to save everything up. Yep, I'm the captain now.
Still haven't seen that movie, but I know that reference.
That's the only thing we know. And so that was really cool to see him. He's going to take his... and then he found out too that his father was damned if you do, damned if you don't. Matter. So then what did his father do? The right thing.
Yep.
And then obviously in the end he was gone either way, so he knew in his heart, do the right thing before I'm a goner. So yeah, this was really a good episode, and I really wanted to highlight that because that was awesome to see him then take his place at the end and be like, I'm going to do everything I can to help every one of you guys.
I find the season to be pretty interesting so far. Going through some of the comments on the season,
a couple years ago,
looks like some mixed reviews. I think they've definitely stepped back on the action, but I don't mind that. I think it's good storytelling, and I think that's part of the story as a whole. It's like we questioned so much the first couple seasons. What's going on with the Titans? What's happening with this? What's happening with that? And a big part of, who the Titans are, the tactics for battling them, reasons for battling them or not battling them, and a whole other myriad of things, is also very closely tied in with things that are happening behind the walls. And I think it's interesting that they're telling us this story, and we're learning that, without getting, political, we learned that they are dealing with similar things in their world that we're very much dealing with here in 2024. So,
and always has been.
Yeah, and I think it's a cool storyline. Look, corruption of the media, corruption of the authorities. I mean, it's not anything new right? It's not anything new, and they're using kind of some interesting tactics to get the truth out there. Glad it got out there. Glad we had as many witnesses as we did, because sometimes when there's only 1 or 2 or 3 witnesses, sometimes that's easier to keep quiet than having hundreds and hundreds of witnesses. So that was cool. A little bit of action out in the forest. We're trying to find Eren, and using some interesting tactics to do so, but hard to feel bad for the people on the receiving end of that, given everything that we know. But another good episode. I'm really enjoying where this story is going. I think it's it's a big switch from all the constant Titan action. Of course, the end of season 2 was heavy with that, with our Brock Lesnar Titan, and just
it was just a building block.
There was so much crazy stuff that happened there. I think this season's really solid so far, and this was another great episode.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of relate it to Walking Dead, right, where zombie-based show, not like the writers, but zombie-based show, right? This is a Titan-based show, but now we've taken that hard left into, now we're incorporating humans, where just like in The Walking Dead, all right, so now, not that it was a sideshow, but
it's like once you got past the zombie threat, the Titan threat,
they're just they're the side.
Yep, they're still there. They're still part of the plot. But now we're going to introduce a bigger world that's even more trouble for our characters here, which is what we're getting into. And I probably will keep saying this every episode in season 3. Man, we just keep getting deeper into this story, because there's still a lot of levels right now with Historia. Right now, I'm just saying that's kind of like the baseline, which is phenomenal. And then all the way to the fake king. And then Erwin, I'm a little worried that Erwin's not making it out, at least out of this season, because he seems, his demeanor, I know it's animated, and I'm sure a lot of you folks can tell too by animated demeanors here, but I feel like his demeanor is not one of defeat, but one of a chosen path to sacrifice himself to get to the next level of answers that need to come, which I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong on that, but that's kind of what I'm getting from Erwin right now. With the 2 new recruits, Hitch.
Yeah. I just referred to him as the bowl cut guy.
Bowl cut.
Hey,
we'll call him bowl cut. I thought that was pretty
BC.
cool. I thought that was pretty cool with the way they introduced him, and then immediately it was good to see, like, finally something in here where they're not immediately, well, screw you, I'm gonna go tell my commander, but they're just like, hey, we're on your side. I want to join you.
Didn't make sense to them. It didn't add up.
Yeah, right, because they thought, they squished Annie, and then when they said no, she was actually the time they're, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, because they're on their walk before Armin. They were talking about that, right? So they were confident, but they were still kind of questioning.
Yeah.
And then boom, Levi tells him everything. He's like, we're with you. And then that test, I really thought Hitch was gonna delete dude there, and I was gonna be like, oh no, this is not gonna be good.
Now
we're gonna have like a big mess, but luckily that was not the case. And I still think Levi should have broke dude's arm
for the fences.
Yeah, I still think Levi should have broke dude's arm just for the fun of it at that point.
The other one?
The other one? Yeah, you broke the one.
Break the other one.
Break
it, Levi. Take out his knees.
Jaw.
Take out his knees too if he's not going to help give you answers. Because that guy, I did believe him when he said, I'm not supposed to know any more than right here.
Well, and that makes sense too. Like if the king is trying to keep this separate, he's not going to go tell every single person down to like the equivalent of a private what's going on. You tell the couple people close to your circle, and then they just make orders because they don't ask questions. Hey, go do this. Why? It doesn't matter. I'm your superior officer. Go do it. They don't need to know why. So that makes sense.
Yeah. So we were kind of cruising through some of the comments on Crunchyroll from years ago. I don't know why folks had an issue with it. I love this extra component now that has been brought into the story where we're getting, you could say politics, right? Because it's the government, and like they were saying in here about the government, they tell their truth through whatever they need to do, and even the folks here have just accepted it. Like, All right, well then that's I guess what happened. So now though with Hanji and getting those dipshits to say what they said and that whole little community there, I think that's going to be a nice slow approach here that we're going to get for the revolution of Team Scouts.
Yeah, it's
Team Us. Team Us and Team Levi. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what's coming next year. And regarding the comments, I know that was a couple years ago, but like everyone in our comments for Patreon and YouTube has been all about, can't wait till you get to season 3. Can't wait to get to season 3. So I don't know what these people's problems were, but you can look at our comments. It's like 10 out of 10 season 3.
I mean, I was gonna say maybe it's because there was all that action at the end. So they're like, oh, more action, more action. It's like, no, now it's time to pump the brakes a little bit, give us a lot more story, and get us a lot more invested, so that when we do get to those action, they mean so much more.
All right, are you gonna tune in every week to see him just taking out Titans again? Like, you know, like if, again, the Walking Dead episode, if all they ever did was go out and take out zombies, like, okay, are we going to do something here eventually, or is this all we do, you know?
This week, they take out Titans, and Jeff gets a new hat.
Yeah,
that's
right.
like the whole episode.
But it's definitely becoming very Orwellian, 1984-ish, with the government and the way things are being controlled, so I can't wait to see more.
Yeah, but this has been so much fun. Thank you for joining us. We're loving this more and more, it seems, each episode. I swear to God. So for Diamond Dave, Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm, of course, Answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.